Good evening, everybody. This is the final checkout video of the 1988 Ericsson Diavox from Mexico in this solid gray color. So all this phone needed, just like every other phone that I clean and restore, just needed a good clean and polish, which is actually the most grueling part of it, especially the polishing. But the more time you spend on it, the better it looks. And the dial, I found out, just by opening up the phone, is the face standard dial indeed. It is a non-Ericsson dial. And used the pin oiler, of course, and also adjusted the spring, so now the dial is spinning at 10 pulses per second. And I managed to safely remove this and reinstall this clear plastic window for this dial, as these are known to break off on the clips. So that's good that I managed to do that. But it is in immaculate shape. And just give you a couple of angles here. It's in a very nice light gray color. You don't see these very often. And they certainly don't pop up on eBay very often either. Very seldom. But anyway, let's give you a little final tour here. So this handset here had plastic seals where the screws are, so I had to remove those to be able to get inside the handset. And only on the handset does it have the cursive Ericsson logo, and everything else has the modern Ericsson logo here and here, as well as on the bottom. So, as I told in the first video, this is where I think you could also put a number card here if you wanted to, but by default, just out of the factory, they put the Ericsson logo here, and this opens up like a door. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to end up breaking it. Translucent white plungers, and everything is fully modular on this phone. And I think this is the only other phone that I have that's non-American that is fully modular and a rotary at the same time. So that's something you don't see very often. Every other foreign phone that I have is hardwired. Anyway, here's a close look at the dial. Let you hear it. And look at the bottom. This is where the electronic ringer is. That's how you adjust it. As you can tell, I polished the bottom as well, and I removed the marker with the numbers written on there. There's the ports. Everything there. I also removed the last parts of the rubber feet that were left in these 4 spots. I'm not going to replace them because it's just going to sit on the shelf for display. But anyway, these phones, of course, were introduced in 1978, and they also had the earlier models had I don't know if they had model numbers for their dials, but they had the same type of dial as used on the dialogue telephones and earlier Ericsson telephones. So this one obviously is a very, very late dial. The dial is actually mounted on the PC board, which is mounted at an angle just behind this plate. This plate comes off initially, and then once you get the PC board out, you can also remove the back part too. That's how I was able to clean. the base of the phone. And this is the cord that it came with. I gave it a good clean in some warm soapy water, dish soap water, and it came out really well, good as new. So now let's go ahead and do the testing of the phone. So give me a second to plug in the analyzer. Oh, it's already plugged in, silly me. Let me turn it on. Move this down a little bit. Okay, as you can see, analyzer on the left and the phone is on the right. And let's go ahead and give you some dial tone. Unfortunately, you may not be able to hear it because the volume is very, very low. You can barely hear it, so I'm not going to give you any. As you can see on the transmission, that it's picking up full transmission in the handset. So now I'm going to dial a few numbers to show you. And in a 7. Okay. And I'm going to give this a couple pulses with the switch hook. Well, it came out as 3. Interesting that it's doing that. One thing I found out with the switch hook, the switch, is that it has a special gear in it, and when you turn it, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a little gear in there that has teeth in it. It's like a little wheel, and the part that goes up and down, I guess you call it the hook, maneuvers it to turn it to close the line and open it back up. So I think that's what it is, why it's giving 4 pulses instead of 2. I had to adjust it a couple times to make sure it was hanging up correctly, because when I put the phone back together, when I hung up the phone, it actually opened the line, so I had to go and adjust it again to fix it. So enough of that little tangent. Anyway, let's go ahead and ring the phone. Just a reminder, it is an electronic ringer. Has a good volume to it. One more. All right. As you all know, more videos are to come. I got plenty to come. I actually have some that are on queue to wait to be uploaded. So there are plenty more to come as late as August. And of course, there might be some in between then. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.